Hello, my name's Cameron. This video is a visual look at how my dissertation artifact piece works. It's an advanced AI which will create decisions of what it wants to do based on the environment around it and the player's movements. So you've got the red circle. This is a fire, which can be used for lighting the AI's arrows on fire to deal extra damage. You have the big circle, which is a water source, which will, if the AI is on fire, it will go and douse itself on that water to stop taking damage from being on fire. The purple cylinder is a barrel, an explosive barrel, and then the yellow square is cover. So the system works by looking for different variables such as the distance between the AI and the player, the distance between the player or AI and an actor, for example, being the fire, and main example with the fire, you have if the arrow's lit. So for example, with the fire, this works by seeing if the AI is closer than the player and also seeing if the arrow that the AI has is currently lit. So if the player is closer, as you can tell by the choice down the bottom, the light arrows is 0. But if the AI becomes closer, the AI light arrows becomes more prominent on the values list, and it will be more likely to light these arrows. As you can see right now, it's shoot barrel. This is because the player is within the explosive barrel radius, which is 350 units. So I'll show you a situation where the light arrow is 2 because the AI is close to the arrow. However, the arrow is already been lit. By selecting this, the light arrows becomes inadequate, and there is no need for the AI to light the arrow, so it doesn't have any value because it it doesn't need to be done at all. So let's say the explosive barrel was out, it would then shoot the next thing is shoot the arrow. So it would shoot the arrow. For this arrow would be on fire since the is arrows lit is activated, and it will shoot the player. When it is shot, the arrows lit will be deactivated, and then it would decide again what it wants to do, which, for example, would be move into the fire, lighting it, shooting again, or shooting again after it's moved a bit away, because it also tries to keep its distance from the player. If it's low on health, the value for taking cover increases. So if the cover is close enough, so if it goes into cover, there's a variable which will be activated called is in cover. This would then make the take cover roll choice inadequate again, just like the arrow, because it's already in cover. And then if it goes out of cover, it will then go back off. There's 1 or 2 separate choices that I could add to this AI, such as healing itself. So with the water, if the AI is on fire and is full health, the douse fire is high, but it's not too high because the AI still has all of his health. And the more the AI gets towards 0% health, the bigger the value for dousing the fire becomes. So it will then move towards the water, and then once it's in the water, the is on fire is turned off because of the overlap that I've added for debug purposes at the moment. So we've got, let's say, what happens if the player is closer to the water and the person is on fire. The AI is to do with survivability for themselves, as they're trying to survive as well as kill the player. So their best option to survive would be to go into douse the water. It doesn't matter what if the player was closer to them than the water than they are. However, as soon as it then douses the water, it will then move away because of the value. Once the value has gone down and other values thing, it will then do it again. So, for example, the light arrows is 2.9, so then it would go and light the arrow, and then move away because of the take cover. So when is taking cover then is then got to move closer. However, by the time this would have happened, the AI would have probably moved closer to the player. So the AI. So then, is things going to be to shoot the arrow towards the player? So when the arrow is shot, it then repeats. We've got one or two different situations I'm going to show you as well, and what choices it creates. So with the barrel works by getting the radius, and if the radius is, the player's within the radius, but the AI is not within the radius, it will give it a value. However, if the AI is within that radius, the shoot barrel will come to zero because the AI doesn't want to end up killing himself because of survivability. If the fire is closer to the player, the light arrows becomes 0 as well. As well as if the cover is closer to the player. If the cover is closer to the player, as you can see, the take cover is not increasing or decreasing because the player is closer. So at the moment you have shoot the barrel or the AI will move away. Once the AI has moved away, because once the barrel has been shot, the barrel would explode, so it won't be there anymore. So we'll just move that out for now. Then the closest thing for the AI to do would be to shoot the player. So then it would just shoot the player. So that is how my AI works. It uses a utility AI method and fuzzy logic to decide its decisions.